ever just sit around, crack a cold one for the boys, and think, how the heck are we a country because we beat the world's most powerful army? Well, it's pretty simple. I can sum it up pretty quick, but first we got to establish a little background here. So on 1775, on April 18th, Paul Revere rides out to Lexington and Concord. It's only about 2 miles. Everyone overhypes the distance. It wasn't that bad, especially on horse. He's like, yo, the British are coming. The British are coming. And everyone's like, okay, Paul, the British are coming. April 19th rolls around. All the militia boys, militias are just average Joes with rifles. And they're like, hey, British, you're not going to take our rifles. You're not going to take our beer. You're not going to take our freedom because you already did that. But you're not going to take it anyway. The British are like, no, we're definitely going to take that because you're our subjects. And you kind of have to. And they're arguing back and forth. And then suddenly a single bullet flies through the air and they don't know who shot. So they all just start shooting at each other. The British are like, holy crap, they're shooting at us. And the Americans are like, holy crap, they're shooting at us. And the Americans chase them all the way back to Boston because they're a bunch of chickens. We move on now because that is the start of the American Revolution. I'm going to sum it up in about 5 minutes if we're lucky here. So we're going for the speed run using a Guitar Hero controller to play Halo 3 on Legendary. Let's roll. June 15th rolls around. Washington is put in command. June 17th, Battle of Bunker Hill. The Americans lose pretty bad. Like, it's bad. November 13th, the Americans capture Montreal. We finally have a W on the board. Don't worry, boys. It's going to be a long season. It's all about the grind. December 31st, Benedict Arnold fails to take Quebec. He sucks. We're going to get to that reason why later. 1776, March 3rd, the Americans take New Providence Island in the Bahamas. That's a W. Chill out on the beach. Sip some martinis and some margaritas. Call it good. March 17th, the Brits invade Boston. They don't invade Boston. They leave. They're totally joking with you. July 1st, the Cherokee attack Georgia. Oh, sweet Georgia. July 4th, the Americans declare independence. And they're like, hey, Britain, we're free. And the Brits are like, you can't be free. The Americans are like, we didn't just say we're free. We declared it. August 1st, the Patriots beat the British in an Indian ambush by charging. Straight up screaming, hi! And charging the British, and they got scared and they ran away. August 17th, Washington loses at Long Island. Poor guys. September 15th, the British invade and capture New York. September 16th, Washington wins at the Battle of Harlem. October 11th, Arnold loses again because he's a loser. December 26th, Washington captures Trenton after crossing the Delaware in the middle of the night on Christmas because the British weren't expecting it and gets a W. January 3rd, Washington wins at Princeton. Only good thing about New Jersey, not going to lie. There's an intermission because it's cold as hell and the winters suck. April 27th, Arnold wins in Connecticut. Finally, he's got numbers on the board. July 27th, my boy Marquis de Lafayette rolls up in Philadelphia. August 16th, the militia win at Bennington. That's a big deal. Militia don't usually win. September 26th, Brits take Philly. And then they ban the cheesesteak because they hate fun. They don't actually ban the cheesesteak. That's just made up. October through December, the Yanks are just stacking bodies and W's, and it's fantastic. December 14th, Washington chills out of Valley Forge. And I mean literally because it is cold and a lot of people freeze to death and there's disease. It's not a good time. 1778 rolls around. On February 6th, France and the U.S. become allies. June 18th, the Brits ditch Philly and return to New York. Can't blame them. June 19th, Washington leaves Valley Forge. June 28th, we tie the Brits in Monmouth. No one actually wins. It's kind of sad. August 8th, the French pull up to Newport, Rhode Island, and besiege the fort because they're homies. December 29th, the Redcoats take Savannah in Georgia. Oh, sweet Georgia. 1779 rolls around. February 14th, the Pats beat the Loyalists at Kettle Creek, which is pretty dope. June 21st, Spain joins the Americans and goes to war with Britain. July 8th, Fairfield is burned by the British because they hate Americans. July 15th through 16th, the Mad Anthony Wayne takes Stony Point, New York with a bayonet charge where not a single guy has a loaded gun. God, that's fantastic. August 19th, Light Horse Harry Lee attacks Pullis Hook, New Jersey, and just raids everything. September 23rd, John Paul Jones on the USS Bonham Richard captures the HMS Serapis off the coast of England. Goes on to burn Liverpool and a couple other towns because he's a badass. October 9th, the Americans fail to capture Georgia. Oh, sweet Georgia. November 1st through June 23rd, 1780, Washington is wintering at Morristown in the worst winter of the century. 1780 rolls around. On May 12th, the British take Charleston, South Carolina. May 29th, the Americans get spanked at Wahoxla Creek. June 20th, the Yanks win at Rumster's Mill. August 16th, Pats get curb stomped at Camden. That's not fun. September 23rd, Benedict Arnold gets caught being a traitor, and he is thrown out of the army, and they want to kill him, but he runs away to England. October 7th, Battle of Kings Mountain. October 7th, Kings Mountain, South Carolina, 65 minutes. The Americans kill one-third of Cornwallis' army. On October 14th, Nathaniel Greene is put in command of America's Southern Army. Flash forward to 1781. On January 1st, Pennsylvania soldiers mutiny because they ain't got paid. January 17th, Lord Tarleton gets slapped all the way back to Charleston at the Battle of Cowpens. March 2nd, Articles of Confederation are adopted. March 15th, Pyrrhic victory for Cornwallis at Guilford Courthouse. June 6th, the Americans recaptured Augusta, Georgia. Oh, sweet Georgia. June through September 8th, the Yanks can't win one. September 15th, the French slapped the British fleet out of the Chesapeake, just kind of punted them right out. On October 19th, Cornwallis is surrounded at Yorktown. We're almost to the end because Cornwallis surrenders, but he can't face the Americans, so he sends a private to surrender his sword. 1782, July 11th, the Brits evacuate Savannah, Georgia. Oh, sweet Georgia. As the Americans close in. November 30th, ceasefire is signed. December 14th, the Brits leave Charlestown. 1783, April 19th, Congress agrees to peace. September 3rd, the Treaty of Paris is signed. Which Treaty of Paris? It's one of them. There's like 15 of them. Don't worry. November 25th, the losers leave New York, and December 23rd, Washington resigns and the Continental Army is disbanded. And that is the American Revolution in about 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Not as fast as I wanted, but it's pretty fast. And that's why we're a country. So now those days where you're sitting on the porch and you crack a cold one, raise one up for the boys who won us our independence and beat the world's most powerful empire. So we're just going to sign off here going hashtag blessed, hashtag USA, hashtag can't stop, won't stop, hashtag the grind is real, hashtag Cornwallis sucks. Alright, I'll see you folks. Bye-bye.